Hello, my good people, my transparencies. My father used to have a projector, and it looked almost like the shape of an alien. Had a long neck to it and a lamp, and um, using transparencies, you had to have the right printer and inkjet, laser, you name it. And I found myself in this universe, replicating my life. And so, if I didn't make these videos, then at some point it really could become a kind of living nightmare. Um, I see some of the best of my gods, goddesses, creators out there with reinforcing negativity, and I hate to even say it. It's like you're reinforcing negativity and talking about that which you do not want to exist. So I am here to amplify the opposite, to cancel out the unnecessary negativity. If you want something to go away, truly ignore it or walk through it. Talk about it. Talk about it for the last time. We are the authors of our story. God would not lend that to someone else past a certain age. And so, again, when we have children, we basically agreed that God's word and God's nature and mother's nature is true and time is true. And we have those who are out there, Albert Einstein, who say that time is just an illusion, this world is just an illusion, we are in a matrix and a simulation. And if that were true, then let us wake up to that fact right now. That's what this video is about. I'm waking up to a truth that is at least someone's, so we can prove it or disprove it, and then we can remove it from being the truth to a truth. But we're looking for the truth, something that's across the planet, across the board, that humanity can function and thrive. Everyone. The fear of losing status and money is the bull and the bear market. It's either someone bullying you or you're protecting your own family. And as a Black woman, my first priority is to live to protect my offspring, not to sacrifice myself, but to live to protect my offspring. That is a difference that is not expressed in our underlying world philosophy. We have a by any means necessary mentality. We have a hail to the queen mentality, a democratic mentality, and we don't even know what that means. And all of these come up under slave mentality, because it says someone has to be the master in order to have a slave. That's how our computers work. It has a motherboard. It does not have a fatherboard. And so I am here to wake up our single women, but particularly our Black women, because I've heard how far our Black men can go, and that's as far as anyone can go, being our own seeds. Again, there is this the one kind of mentality right now, the matrix. And so I personally profess, say with my mouth, my clarity, my psychic, deliberate, under no guise, I accept my own universe, that no one else may ever truly understand or understand or comprehend who I am to be. And I leave that same honor and respect for you, the viewer. Apart from that, we have to get along on this planet. And there is a clear and present offense called poor hygiene, and the acknowledgement of all of what that entails. There's a movie called animated children's movie called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I now come to understand that that does not mean um, spaghetti and meatballs. That is the excrement, the fecal matter, the lack of feedback from one individual and what they consume and where it goes and how it comes back to them. A basic necessity of understanding karma. And there's a saying, going into the cliches, because this is where Christianity comes in and aha moments come in and the fish come in, the end of the Piscean age, where you don't supposed to shit and eat in the same place. And we know this. And I can hear sometimes black people say, well, everybody should know that, or that's common knowledge, or whatever. And I'm hoping this makes it common knowledge, because it hasn't been. The pictures, the grotesque pictures that I have just seen, I would hope and assume if Carl Jung and Einstein and Freud would all reincarnate and we would simulate, get Hollywood involved, find your best actors. If we can't believe it in a physical realm, can we pull together the minds of the minds, supposedly the greatest minds? And then what does great mean? It just means big. First one smelt it, dealt it. Egoism. And so this weird, I'm going to use the word, assuming it's right here, asphyxiation on a son and the mother that is twisted. And I'm going to make sure I untwist that right here for us, for everyone. There is an honor and respect, no matter what has been in the bloodline, whether passed down, carried out, none of that matters. That does not materialize in my mind as if to say, today is the new day of everything. Every moment of our lives, we have the power to declare a new year. And with that new year, a true resolution that we're not waiting on December the 31st. We're not waiting on anything. We're not waiting. We are creating. We are intending at every moment. And that is what I'm doing. I am intending on talking to the 1,700 multimillionaires that pop up every day to subscribe, to comment, to affirm in writing and in speech, using their throat chakra, using their true blue. If you can't speak your truth as much as you would like, if you don't know your truth, find something with blue on it and, use it to our advantage. Call it true blue. This is true blue speak. What is reality but that which we have? That which is now. No makeup, no script, no agenda. A black woman finding herself in a space that instead of complaining, she can do more than wade the water. She can walk on water. She can take the archetype of Christ, the archetype of older brother Christopher, that at some point everyone gets an opportunity to experience this thing we call life, hardship, evil, devil, God's will, man's this, predestination, all whatever word we decide. But I point you to Hollywood's Truman Show that asks a question on the board: how does it end? And I invite you to answer that question for yourself in your life. The invitation comes with the Roman numeral 6, the VI in the middle. This is violet and ultraviolet, telepathic, doomsday, glory's day, Independence Day, all over again with a big bang, to pull things out of theory and into a place where we truly find ourselves unapologetic, naked and transparent enough to our own life, the circumcision of the heart, it's called in the Bible, and seeing truly what it means to be a follower of Christ, to be one that would rewind the tape over and over again to see if there was something that I missed before I put my 2 cents worth in that's worth more than 2 cents. Because it's the 2 cents, it's the 2 mites that I have within myself. That I love my daughter, I love my legacy, I love my name. That I'm here to defy the text. It was already fulfilled. There was already things left to be questioned. And it says, will you continue down that rabbit hole? And I'll go with anybody down that rabbit hole that would like to. But this is where rubber meets the road. What does that mean? It means this is where you put your finger on your $ cash app. You push the green button. It's like McDonald's 101. May I take your order? Send me what that question is worth to you. And I know the God above, the God, the consciousness within us, the Christ, the aha moment is going to ignite a totally different way of shame. Fool me once, bullshit. No one's fooled. No one is fooled. Not first time, not at all. Not ever, not before. Nobody is fooled. But it's time for someone, I'll be that person, Valerie, I validate this message. I come in my strength. I come on and in everything that I believe in. On God. On my mama. My mama did. Or so they say. That they build on top of every city, every principality. And have us quoting this higher level, higher devil bullshit. I'm not your devil. I'm not on your level. I'm here to make sense out of every individual life on this planet. That's my sunshine. That's my rain. That's my cloudy day. That's my fame. Okay. She can answer this question. We can have an answer. We can have an answer to cancer. You know, Look no further than the Hollywood sign. Look no further than the four idols, concrete, have no other God before me. Me is everybody that is not. If you're not one of those, then you have to look up, Google, remember something that you're not. You're not stone. That's a good segue for that drug thing. Remember, we thought it was funny when they started talking about just say no to drugs, and someone said, "Oh, we was on drugs. We was drugged to church." You know, ha 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 ha. No, we weren't drugged to church. We drugged at church, but we didn't we didn't drug. We didn't get drugged. There is a high, an intoxication in the Holy Spirit without drugs. There is a pine cone. There is a reason and a method of God with us, in us, and would not allow one person to get all the glory, if you will. But not that we would not understand or comprehend the powerful letter K. K is 1,000. And one can chase 1,000. One can chase K. And what K? What K is popular among the black people, among the heathen? He Athens, among the Greeks. Who okay with pouring oil on their head right now? Blessed oil, olive oil, coconut oil. Who's okay with dipping their hand, slapping it on their head, and just digging in there? Who is afraid of the big bad wolf? Who is afraid if their twin flame showed up in front of the house with everything that they are not and don't have, but in the best possible way? Who can say they're ready? Who has yielded and surrendered and made sure and guaranteed that the only God that's stopping you is other people? And I had to go ahead and swallow that retarded pill of get out of your own way. I hate that cliche, but now I love it. To me, it's going to be my claim to fame among the other ones, you know. But it's like every moment is now. GoAskVal. That's my cash app. Wear it in. I'm here to solve the world problem. I'm here to declare world peace. We have a white queen. I'm a black queen. Nobody else took the title of queen of the chessboard. Am I right about it? I know I am. If you are, go ahead. I don't want it anyway. But I'm here to take a stand and get off the things called games. Because nobody can play a game better than a black woman. We should know that by now. But I'm not here. I didn't come here to play mega games or ready aims. None of those rhyming things that y'all are into. None of the poop. You know, poop being tired. You know, just you keep seeing and saying the same thing, and after a while, you get your wish. That's that double U ish. It's some kind of like a twisted game nobody was ever supposed to figure out, and I'm over it. I'm so over it. So, you know, step replanted, go away, shoo shoo. Um, you know, I'm I believe that every person on this planet knows how to get in touch with themselves. They know how to pull the mask off of themselves and say, you know what? Time out. I'm not that busy. Or I'm way too busy. I have to know what this life is about. And it's not just collecting money in the bank, but it's not about that. But I refuse to give up comfort for comfort's sake. That's what it means to get out of your own way. You stop letting people fool you into the next scratch and sniff. See if you'll be the next millionaire. No, I mean that. If there's a person born every 8 seconds and there's 1,700 of those millionaires, again, I'm elite enough. Trust me. I'm elitist enough. And we're talking people who are at ground zero, because they say sometimes the closest exit is behind you. And for me, I am so ready to go to a totally different altitude. A place without the parachute, a place without jumping out of an airplane. You know, this is Matthew stuff. This is Jesus stuff. Take you to a high place, have you to jump out. Is not ringing a bell? It's ringing my bell. And I've seen enough Byrons, heard enough sirens to say, I'm a crab, I'm out the bucket, not pulling anybody down. I can break all of those cliches up. I can give them meaning and definition to everybody's life, to where there's somebody that they haven't met or have met, would like to meet again, or never was it. The scenario is up to you. But a lot of us have left that up to, quote, the other. It's God's will. That was a Dr. Martin Luther King challenge right there. He was sweating bullets. He was sweating like drops of blood to get the premonition. To know how close you are to life is to say you know how close you are to death. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And if you live by that, you get to live by that. And so that is my rapture moment. That is my follow Jesus all the way through the grave and up again, to say you don't have to do any more miracles. You don't have to bring my parents back. You don't have to wet my fleece, dry my fleece, poop all over the place. White people got pictures of themselves peeping in each other's butt and sniffing each other's butt. That's dog mentality. And somebody, he didn't want to call it, but it's perverted, guys. Not nice. And it's something I'm willing to unthink. It's something I'm willing to just call time out, to say, what is it that you're trying to do? On a real serious level, so we don't have to laugh it off. Some of the most mentally challenged things. Because what happens is you make me think something's wrong with me. And I already know there's nothing wrong with me. And now the rest of the world is going to know there's nothing wrong with me. But black people, we're the ones being called black. We're ones being called a plague. Are we plaguing them because we know the truth? Or are we plaguing them because we're still laughing and we still have our level of cleanliness, our level of dignity, our ha ha ha, whatever? I'm asking for myself. I'm asking so I can take it back to the throne room, to Jesus. Did he die in vain? Or are we going to crucify him again afresh? Is this fun? It's not fun for me. I'm tired of hearing the sarcasm. I'm tired of hearing the political correctness. And I refuse to not get my hands dirty at this point. We say call a spade a spade. Where are our spades? If we're going to play a game of chess, where are the pawns? Line them up. Let's start. Okay, we lost the last game. For whatever the reason, we're here for a new game. Again, I say we won because I'm the first queen. I'm the one on the chessboard. I can play. Okay. I can play. I can move anywhere I want to move. But I want to play a real game. Somebody start the let's make a deal clock, revisit it with a black woman being real. Okay, I spin the wheel and another millionaire black woman. We start with the oldest black woman. People of honor. Give me something just to cool my head. Move this shit out of here. So I can get off of this chessboard. This checkered path. I want to move all the way up to the biggest seat you got in Hollywood. So we can do something other than blood and gore. Other than year by year sacrificing because you want Jesus to show up. The bohemian, the friend with the him, the Bo Peep, one who can see through the magic mirror looking glass. I see you, lamb chop. It's it's almost hilarious. Almost. But I'm here to save my people. I mean my ass. But also my people, my black people, my black women. It's not too much for us to come together. It's not. I don't have to be upset because a white woman was standing next to a black woman to get her share of the pie. We're not that greedy. We're not that hungry. Not for real. We can cook our own food. And this is about Thanksgiving. This is about gratitude for where you are, not just your physical space, but your mental space. I've been thankful for my physical space for 20 plus years. That says even longer for my mental space. I go my confirmation. I go Brother Rich. There go Voices of the Ancestors. Started a live video. These are the people. These are the ancestors. We're saying wake up, but what to what? I got to make sure that I'm awake. I got to make sure I'm one of the mothers, part of the motherboard of the computer of the simulation. I'm the talking motherboard that really doesn't need the framework like on Paycheck. I don't need the monitor. I don't need nobody watching me. I don't need to be spooked out. I don't need to be on medication. I don't need a husband. I don't need to not have a husband. But coming upon this power, I can demonstrate how we all are that magic. But if you're calling it magic, it makes it unattainable to certain people. Magic is what you're born with until you're programmed. And I decided to, be a sponge, says Baba Jolie. I'm a Cancer. But we've gotten a bad rap. That we have to sugarcoat everything. No, we don't. That we have to multiply and take over. No, we don't. But if you're in the position that you guys are in, where sickness has so many different categories, you don't know which way is up. And you don't realize that you're eating half of your sandwich and crumbs going down to the thing. I there's a part of me refused to believe it. I just it and I just did I leave something on? I'm healing myself. I'm shrinking the cancer. I'm giving you all something to make dollars out of, not just cents, not just crumbs. Everything about us is the energy. Go ahead and accept the name the Black Plague. Go ahead and accept whatever it is that's trying to get you to accept it. That's part of the Matrix movie, the agent. I'm cured. Just being here has just being here has cured me from whatever it is that you're trying to sell. Now here's the thing. Again, call me the impenetrable cell. Don't y'all see how when they show you the ovulated egg and the little spermie's trying to get in there, that doesn't stop. And so it means your movies are spot on, but you still got it wrong. This is not a conquering war, not even for self. Those are called self-defeating. Then you ask who won. I reserve the right to win with the rest of us. It just doesn't make sense to me to see the pictures over and over again. I don't care how old they are. Or we can call rain down, whether technology, spirituality, or combination of both. We don't need spaghetti. We don't need meatballs to call it what it is. It's bullshit. And people are finally saying they don't know what they're doing. Jesus said it back then. Figured they don't know what they're doing. Well, I can't keep forgiving it without acting upon it. That's what took me too long in my marriage. It was too much French when it came to me. So I see how people took that to be wee-weeing everywhere. But thank God for wisdom. Thank God for training. We got home training. Of course, we are wanted to be in the house. Of course, we're wanted to stay a workman, to feel worthy of hiring. No. Not a hireling. I'm not for hire. I'm not for bid. My people are not for bid. We're not forbidden. Oh, somebody brought something out real beautiful today. All it takes is a seed. All it takes is a spark. It doesn't take penetration. He said she added to it. We're not even supposed to touch it. This all was an exaggeration in the story of Adam and Eve in Eden, which is, again, a scramble for need. And so the golden egg, the golden goose who lays the golden egg, would be able to solve these kinds of puzzles all the way back to where's the gold? So for whatever you see physically, you have to have, or in stone, you worship in that. There's a real person personified, not just one. They're born every day, they say. Overnight millionaire, they say. What takes us to call it? Who can cover the mouth of God? I said it years ago. Who can tell me to shut up? Who can tell me to be quiet? That don't mean I'm going to do it. That's called sassy. That's what the black girl had growing up. You can't tell me nothing. You not my mama, you not my daddy. You know. Hair nappy and peasy. That's coming back, you know. She need that all. I saw the pictures. We can talk about me. As I said before, I'm 69. Whether you up or down me, I'm here to stay. I'm the namestay. We just agreed upon saying stuff. Gnostic. It's no stick. That's what it is. It's Gnostic. Tomato, tomato. You're playing with yourself. And I'm listening. I'm sitting here. How am I going to bring it to something? Not to frustration. It means to bring your efforts to nothing, to zero. It's time for me, it's time for me to be the one in my life. This is what I died for. This is what I cried for. This is bringing all truth together. All roads lead to a clear conscience. I had to do it for myself. And I mean everything. Everything. And it didn't take a long time because I had been dumping along the way, so to speak. Some of y'all clogged up. And so let's take the most perverted, picturesque, grotesque things on the planet and let's make it out of our gold mine. Let's truly alchemize. They say they have to start with something. Let's start with poop. We got the most of that. Let's turn poop into gold. Everybody does it. Some more than others. How well is your waste management system? I'm here to scare the poop out of some and relax it out of others. But I don't need to be around. I don't need to get all up in your business like that. I think some people are fascinated by that, and I am not going to judge because I was on the other side of that at one point. Now I am free. Again, everybody needs a yin and a yang. Everybody needs an up and a down. And I had to come to an agreement that, Doc, we're good. I'm going to use this Valerie, balance, Val, strong. I'm going to use this. Milk it like a golden calf it's worth. There's always a black woman in Egypt. There's always a Zipporah that gets to unzip her mouth. We got Sister Rich over here. Sister Richard. You can use chard for lettuce. You can use chard for burnt. You can use chard for however you want to use it. I got the cards. I see hard. I didn't make my way easy. Jesus said his yoke was easy. Mine was hard. Again, we can quote it. And when it becomes true, I'll let you know. But my way was hard as F. And that was hard. Okay? Val, take an F, a red F. You know, that tingles even. Felt almost like an F minus. And again, I wasn't feeling God. I wasn't feeling my parents. I mean, I had to check all of that at some point. I said, no, I failed myself in life. If I leave this place without making this video, so I have truly graduated from the space that I'm in, I am well deserving, well qualified to qualify others. The Bible says that he called those who he called, he justified. He called them, he justified them, and he qualified them. I'm here to be God's hands in documentation and writing, to be the spiritual stenographer made plain and simple, to teach you how to scribe and to cast for yourself. And Helen Keller knew how important it would be to get it out. She says, I don't have to see it with my physical eyes. That's limitations anyway. That's what we close our eyes for, to go into the space, to go into the silence. But it's noisy because we have iSounds, we have iPhones, we have Androids, some kind of rat-a-tat-tat in the back of our mind. It's dull hum. And few are willing to go into certain kinds of deprivation, to unplug and see just how much energy they have to truly reset, to get into the center of nature. And at times, yes, that was to show bravery. Again, when it came to a point of dog eat dog, and dog eat dog was basically God eating animal. God was not going to have this experience without being the experience on all sides. And whether you eat it in joy or eat it in tears, that is up to you. How you feel about the truth of this is my body that I'm willingly breaking for you. And everyone did it in their own way, this level of sacrifice. And it says at some point you have to say, it's finished. I'm done. I'm done with anybody else's beliefs, limited, whatever, including mine, including the idea, everything. And that's what makes my life perfect. That I can look green in the eye and say, it's go time. It's gone time. I take in every good thing that people say, and I even take the negative, and I'm like, I'm going to squeeze something good. I'm going to make ice cream out of it. Because otherwise, the loop is there of poop, whether it's poop for bull, BS, or whatever. Again, I could go graphic, but it's better for us to get past our humanity and get to a place of divinity. And if we truly do have divinity, then there's a poise about ourselves. I remember saying it years ago to a goddaughter of mine, a spiritual daughter of mine. I said, how would you feel if you were royalty? Would you carry yourself any differently? And I was reminded of that. And again, I accepted my royalty and my bloodline. And, there was no pomp and circumstance for me until it got to a place of, if I'm a prince, I have a magic wand. I have decreeing power. I have the authority and the power. I'm the power of the authority. I don't have to turn to anyone else. This is my power to read and write and declare and decree. And we get that by the time we're 7 years old. And so we don't have to wonder what kind of character has been made out of our children. All we have to do is let them write. It's up to us to interpret what they are saying. Where are their gifts? And if there seems to be any limitations, then paint with them by the number. I'm here to be the next living her historian. Change vernacular, change glossary terms, make it mean something consistent. I've tried my best. I've looked over and over again, and I've tried to find at least one significant word in the English language that does not have at least 3 different definitions, and I couldn't find it. And so any important word has multiple meanings. But black children use the word death every day. Oh, I died, it killed me. It doesn't bother them one iota. And that is part of the disciple sign. It is part of the tails and crips coming together. And I say tails and crips because no more, again, do we need bloodshed. We are telling our story with the cryptic writing, with our handwriting. And so I can do handwriting analysis if that helps you guys. I would love to. It says more than how you write is what you write, and put that intention. I will live and not die. Sign, put your name. You can put namaste if you want to, but it's your name being established for the first time as your own authoritarian. And it doesn't have to mean anything other than that. This is a declaration to you as the king, working, sleep king, whatever you are, do king. The K is just the 1,000 that you can now chase, that you has, meaning past tense. You had this the whole time. You've been continuing your education. You've been writing your name on everything, and we got it now down into a click. And that is your power. And it's more than okay for black women to be calling their son king and prince and things of that royalty state. That is her decree as both Lord and Master. When you get up to be old enough, then you go to another queen, Q king, or whatever you want to call it. But the king part just says we're in the process of becoming, and it wasn't becoming king, and it was not. It didn't roll off the tongue good, I guess you could say. To always use it. So the K stood for, like you do any other variable. It's anyone. It's everyone. The KING, as we are living. We are living kings. Living 1,000s. We could live 1,000. 1,000 is as unto a day unto the Lord. I can do this all day. You can make yourself as old or as young as you want. This is the golden hour on my phone. The realization of our money unrealized is now realized. I speak it into existence. I speak it telepathically, telepath, technically. This is the 1,000 tongues that we talked about in church. If I had 1,000 tongues, I would praise the Lord with every one. Well, you do. One is as 1,000 to God. You get followers after that. You get people that says, wait a minute, let me try this on for myself. This fits. This is no dress that needs to fit. This fits my skin. This is the skin that I'm in. You know, that's when we lick our tongue. I can write in the air. I can write in the sand. This is now my trademark. Your trademark is everything about you. It is your digital footprint. It is your carbon footprint. It is your black mark on the earth. There's more blackness than there is stars. Even when there's a swirl of stars, It needs the blackness. It needs the sound and the movement and visual of the blackness as the backdrop, or else there is no projection. There is no need for white. There is no need for light. Some people believe you just blank out and that's it. And then fine, they can stay black. It's beautiful. Well, I'll leave it at that. My name is Val, GoAskVal. These are my candid moments of just loving on the planet and coming to you whole, coming to you happy, coming to you feeling all of my feelings. And I can bring it down to frustration. I can bring my zeros because I am the one. And it does. It takes a whole lot of coming full circle and deciding that if the cliches aren't working for me, if seeing the negativity and expecting positive results isn't working for me, how about I focus on positive speech? The only fear is a sphere, and it's the sphere of wholeness in me. And that S is the dollar sign, and I got the one. It's not in Val, it's not in Bobby, it's in me. And the Val and the Bobbies are them. If your name happen to be Val and Bobby, of course, again, you are included. But I'm talking to that which is outside of me. Let us be the ones who take back our full responsibility from mouth to poop, all the way around, that we at least know. Since I don't need to be the one that makes the tissue or whatever, but I need to know what it takes for me to be living on the planet, my contribution. And let me see if I can match the contribution, if I can at least break even, make sure I am not a burden. Doing a lot of things doesn't mean that you're contributing. You could just be picking up dust. So I love you all. And I've decided to rain on the parade of foolishness and get us all to a status that is worth our time and our weight, at least in gold. Everyone is the golden child. I'm willing to lead as the house. I'm willing to lead as the Ark of the Covenant, to come up under the sigil. They made the sigil, the ark, they made it out of steel, I believe. Again, I had to alchemize it for myself. I had to see that as myself, as that which prays, the angel that prays over this town, whether anybody else is doing it or not. Whether the Bible makes sense or not, it's a good thing to do with my time. And that's how the mothers used to feel. You just don't do it. You have some umph about yourself. We didn't need a word and a degree to tell you to straighten up and fly right. All right. I love you all, and I'll see you later.